Hi everyone, and welcome to another Redefinition Games Developer Diary.
Yay!
Finally, after
After too
too
long.
long, as we usually seem to do these by. So we're just giving you an update on what's been going on, considering how long it's been since our last update or even post on our website. We haven't disappeared, we've actually been working pretty hard. And yeah, there's just a few things that we'd like to talk about now to let you guys know what's going on. Firstly, there's been a few things that we've been discovering over the last, year to do with me, which is about my health and my mental health. I don't really want to go into the details about it, however, it is something that is affecting development. It is something that we've been working through this last year to sort of figure out how we can do things in a way that my health and my well-being doesn't affect that. It's kind of slowed things down just a little bit, but we're still moving forwards. We're still doing a number of things that are letting us...
We're just trying to make sure that everything's balanced and we're not, pushing too hard and hurting ourselves in the process. So that's a difficult balance to maintain, but we're doing all right. We're getting the hang of it now.
It's an important thing, I think, if you're a game developer, to find that balance as well, considering some of the things we've seen happen with some developers who basically snap under pressure.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen, so we're trying to balance everything so we're happy, we're still making good progress.
And the quality of our work doesn't degrade because of stress or something like that. So yeah, that's something that we've been sort of dealing with for a while now. But don't worry, I'm still going to keep working, I'm going to still keep moving forwards. We've made a significant amount of progress on what we've been working on, which is something that we're going to talk about next. A couple months ago, we moved to 5.4, Unity 5.4. And the move has actually brought in some really good things for us, enabling us to do some of the ideas that we've been experimenting with a little bit easier without having to develop so much. One of the things that has been a problem with us is that we've been coming up with ideas and features that don't quite exist in Unity, only for them to come out later and kind of nullify the work that we've been doing, which has been a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Which has also been something that we've planned against, not developing certain features that we know are currently in development or we can actually source from somewhere else.
Yeah, like if Unity's working on something, probably don't work on that.
Yeah. So a lot of our focus has been around cleaning up what we have and making that really solid and making that really useful. Part of that also meant we have dropped several years of baggage that we've had attached to our projects.
Which is kind of good in the end.
Which has been good. It's actually been a lot easier. Everything that we're working on is much more streamlined, a lot more clean to work with, and enables us to create a number of tools that I've been needing to create for a long time to enable us to create some really cool things. Unfortunately, we just haven't been able to show any of it because that takes time away from actually us producing games, which is why this update's probably taken a long time. We kind of got sunk into a development zone. Hopefully I can set something up to show off bits and pieces a little bit more in the future, but at the moment it's we keep saying things are coming soon, but coming soon to us is like
and not very specific amount of time.
Yeah, not a very specific amount of time, because we just don't have time sometimes. It's mostly just me when we're working on stuff. Elise is currently working a lot.
What, my job?
She has a job. She has to keep the lights on and pay the bills, and while I sit here and work out what we're trying to do for our future and basically work towards that. I mean, it's a pretty fair compromise. I have to bloody clean the house all the time, especially when she's such a tornado through it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad for you.
For me. I mean, I do the dishes.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
I'm just joking. But yeah, we've been working together, sorting out our life a lot more as well. Which
helps development in the end.
Yeah,
we're doing good,
it's pretty important.
We get more stuff. Yeah.
You can't just abandon
You can't just abandon life.
Yeah, I've read into some developers that just kind of do that, and it's just like, really? Come on, man.
Responsibilities need to be balanced.
The responsibilities need to be balanced if you're going to be a game developer. I mean, you can promise a bunch of things, and you can say you're going to do a bunch of things, but if you can't get your life worked out in relation to the thing that you want to do, it's very likely that the thing that you're trying to do is going to be affected by that, and it's not going to be as good or reach the potential that you've set yourself out to.
Probably not very sustainable for yourself.
Yeah, it's not very sustainable, and also the people that you're telling it to are going to have a higher expectation on that and not take into account that your life is affecting that, which is sad, but unfortunately that's how some people seem to think when it comes to buying products. They see the product, they don't see the human being behind the development process, especially indies, which is strange because, you know, indies are basically majoritarily just human beings behind games.
Yeah, it's like even closer connection than other things.
Yeah.
Person to the product.
A little bit tangential, but
that was an interesting topic.
Kind of relevant, yeah. This kind of brings us to TVOThief. What's been happening with it, and something that's been happening recently around it. I mean, I guess this is kind of the elephant in the room, but Sneak Thief?
Sneak Thief, yeah. So, just to make it clear...
that's not our game.
It's not our game. We had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Just to be very obvious about it. So.
Yeah, because we've had a few people ask or make an assumption that, oh, it's like TVOThief, and did the developers work on that? And it's, you know, we've had an increase in traffic, we had an increase in comments, and people asking us some questions in emails and stuff. No, it's not our game. It's definitely not our game.
Yeah.
It's not the game that we're trying to create. It is also... This game's been around for a while. It was on itch.io.
Yeah. It's only
we've known
recently
about
come
it for a while.
To YouTube and to Steam.
And it's cool. It's pretty obvious that they've taken inspiration from us. And we encourage that. We don't dismiss that. We don't say, oh, you can't do that. Because, you know, game developers, people get inspired by all kinds of things and they want to create that. And that's cool. Unfortunately, it has put us in a really tricky position with the things that we can announce and show off related to TVOThief.
Because we don't want there to be any confusion.
Yeah, we don't want there to be confusion. We also don't want to sort of start a who stole this from what game kind of thing, because that becomes very tricky waters for both parties. And that's not...
We don't want to deal with that.
get into that. Like, we've already had enough troubles with what we're trying to do. We don't need to make more troubles for someone else.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Create a situation where that is potentially going to happen. We just want to make sure people understand that the game that we're producing is not that game.
And ours has very different feel to it. So.
There's a couple similar elements that you can probably pull from it when you do see it. However, it is nothing like that game. We've spent the last 3 years really fleshing out exactly what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, we could do the obvious. We really could have just done the obvious and add more levels and make the Very Organized Thief have more things in it.
But we want to do
But we
more
wanted to
than that.
do that in a very particular way, in a very inspired way from the way people played our game. We watched a lot of people playing our game on YouTube. That's where most of our inspiration comes from. That's where a lot of the ideas come from. People have been telling us very specific ideas. You should do this, you should do that, and you should do this. But those are kind of obvious things.
And we can't do all of those things.
And some of those things we can't really do because financially we need the money to do those things. And also we need to spend a lot of time researching and developing that, which is the thing that we've been doing for the last few years. We kind of come from a different direction. When you're developing games, you usually build up to the title that you want to do, like through experimentation on your previous titles. So you make a game and then release that and then move on to your next one. You take everything you learned from your last one and then you refine it and then you do it again. And you get to the point where you've refined everything that you worked on, that you're very capable at delivering much larger projects. Unfortunately for us, it's the other way around. We've been experimenting on small projects in-house, but we can't... Some of them aren't that good, and we've also got people's expectations on TVOThief to manage.
You don't want to disappoint anyone.
Yeah. So a lot of the games that we've been working on in-house are for TVOThief. Each one is specifically has a specific feature that we're focusing on. And usually when that feature gets added in and we experimented around in that game, we kind of move on. Because if we end up sticking to that game, we end up creating another title that's going to take away a lot of focus from what we're trying to do with TVOThief.
If our in-house games kind of end up turning into something that we want to make to an even bigger game, and that game is going to take more effort than actually making TVOThief, then that's kind of when we put it aside.
Yeah, we want to work. Our final goal is TVOThief. I know we've said in the past that we're trying to work on small games and release them, and that is something that we're trying to do. It's just a matter of if that game ends up requiring more work than we need to do for TVOThief based on the feature that we've created, then we kind of just put it on hold. We shelf it and take the features that we've developed and put it in the TVOThief project. We've been working on it for we've been working on it constantly. I don't think I've ever stopped. But we are trying to we are producing other games on the side. I'd like one of them to come out.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Because at the moment we financially we do need money. We do need money to make TVOThief more polished and have all the things that make a game feel really nice, like audio and music and just some really, really nice animations, which we need time to do. So we're working on TVOThief, and I'm also working on another game to hopefully be sold to help us support TVOThief.
Yeah, get that bit of money so we can polish TVOThief up just that little bit.
The ones that you've seen on our website of the ones that we've been talking about, those were our experimental titles, and we always hoped that
this one, we can release this one, it'll be good, but turns out to be a bit bigger than we...
it always turns out to be a lot bigger than we really want it to be.
Yeah.
Which is kind of annoying.
It's a bit disheartening sometimes, but, we've got these half-finished projects we can probably come back to after.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we want to do. We want to come back and finish them off because there's some really fun things that we'd like to do with those titles as well. And I'm pretty sure there's some people waiting for something and we'd like to give them to people to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been working on TVOThief pretty much constantly. I think the last update was the video update we did was a bit confusing. And I think I watched over and it was a bit what the fuck are they doing?
No.
Kind of thing. Did he explain it very well?
Sometimes it's hard to be clear when you're doing a bunch of things.
Yeah. We've been working on this stuff for 3 years, and we're not giving up now. We want to produce something that is just flat out fun.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to do. It's that simple. That's been our goal since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Just to make something fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already been having fun with it. I'm not going to tell you what I've been working on or what I've been playing, but it's been funny.
When we do release whatever we release, whether it's another game first or it's TVOThief first.
It's likely to be another game first.
It's likely to be another game first.
Because we need the money to support Thief.
Yeah. You will enjoy it. Promise.
Yeah. That's a promise that we're making. That's a promise that we have to make because I think it's kind of our responsibility to create, interesting games. I mean, it's every dev's responsibility, really. And I think that's it.
That's it? Okay. So we will have some more updates when they happen.
Yep. Hopefully there won't be 3 or 2 months in between each one.
Should we try to go back to every month? Or should we not promise that?
I'd like to do it every month.
Yeah, even if it's just this little audio thing.
This has been too difficult.
Yeah.
With all the things that have been going on.
We'll see what happens.
I'd like to do it a Let's Play.
I want to do that too, but yeah, time.
Yeah.
Again, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, and we'll keep you guys up to date. If anyone thinks that we're going to disappear or we're just going to run away,
You're wrong.
you're wrong. We're going to be here until we actually have to say, if we can't do this anymore, you're going to find out.
We will
We'll update you.
Yeah.
But it's very likely that we're not going to stop.
Yes. We would have given up by now.
Yeah. Well, there's been a few times that we wanted to give up, but
We would have stopped by now if
we would have
decided
stopped by
to.
now if
Yeah.
we decided to stop.
But I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're going to keep trying.
No, there's always going to be something that's going to keep us going.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening, I guess. Oh, and thank you to everyone who still remembers our game.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Like,
because
the feedback has been re-energizing, and
Yeah,
it's made us... we've been kind of working in the dark for a very long
Yeah,
time,
and
and
just-
suddenly there's a bunch of people saying, it reminds me of this game, and
yeah,
stuff like
no, that's
that.
great. I thought people had forgotten, and we were in the but to know that we're still in the back of people's minds that something can remind them of our game is really good.
Yeah,
It's really nice. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. You've really, really helped us out, and that's it. This time,
And
this is
with
it.
that,
That's it. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and we hope you have a very pleasant day.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.